How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some creepy footage caught by CCTV security cameras. But as always, before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button for more eerie content. Just like this. Shot in Wellington Market, Telford, Shropshire, UK and uploaded to YouTube by Old Spitalfields Market, the creepy footage recorded in this security video shows how a stack of boxes wound up scattered down a flight of stairs. A subtle, shadowy figure zips up the staircase and appears to almost run into the stacked boxes. The figure seems to blur as it moves toward the boxes and knocks them down. Those watching this alleged ghost may want to pause the video several times to get a better look. While some might claim that a strong wind could have brought the boxes down, the fact that a subtle shadowy image is visible and that the larger box in the forefront doesn't move at all proves otherwise. According to an article about the incident in the Mirror, the manager of the market, Kay Bokier, said, "We came into the market in the morning and the boxes were all over the place. They were on the floor and over the stairs. We thought there'd been an intruder. So we obviously went straight to the CCTV. We couldn't believe what we saw. There was nobody there when the boxes fell off." The market is an old Victorian building that dates as far back as 1244. Old historic structures often have ghost stories tied to them. The traders and stall owners have reported hand dryers starting up without anyone around, doors slamming and coughing noises coming from empty parts of the building. Those who work there never know when or where something spooky might happen. Filmed in Bangalore, India at night, this creepy footage was uploaded to YouTube by Satya Productions. The clip shows what looks like a ghost walking slowly into the middle of a street. It takes the alleged ghost several seconds to make its way to the center of the road. The figure doesn't appear to be in any hurry. Once it reaches the middle of the road, the mysterious image stands there quietly as people on pedal bikes, motorcycles and cars drive by. The people passing by don't seem to notice the figure. Several cars drive through the ghostly image, and while it fades slightly as they drive through it, the image still remains visible. It finally disappears in the headlights of an automobile. The Bangalore street is dark and eerie, with just one streetlight providing a yellowy illumination. Trees add creepy shadows to the scene, making it the kind of street that most people wouldn't want to traverse down alone at night. The ghost is bright enough to be clearly visible. In fact, those watching the footage are likely to be surprised when people passing by fail to look at it or slow down when coming upon it. The image is too distinctive and moves forward too deliberately to be a puff of smoke or a wisp of fog. Watching the ghost stand in a city street in India is sure to make a viewer wonder if the apparition is aware they're dead or is confused and thinks they're still alive. Some ghosts just want to have fun and tease the living. In a security video from the Bawtry Hill supermarket in Irvine, Scotland, something seems to move a crate from under a store employee as she's attempting to step up onto it to stock some shelves. Instead of her foot landing on the step, she misses it and falls against a stack of store merchandise, knocking over a few cans on the shelf. A nearby co-worker witnesses the incident and continues stocking shelves. He doesn't even move in to help her. If you slow the footage down, you can see a clear gap between the employee's shoe and the crate. The crate moves before she steps onto it. According to the shop's owner, the ghost's name is Stacy, and she plays pranks on the staff when anyone annoys her. The store shared the footage on Facebook and wrote, When Elise, our employee, annoys Stacy, our resident ghost Stacy moves the crate to teach Elise a lesson. Don't be flirting with her man in the store. The store didn't elaborate on who Elise was flirting with, but Stacy's jealousy should have anyone looking over their shoulder. The store confirmed that Elise was okay, with the only damage being a sore ego. She does appear to have been stunned in the recording, and it takes her a few minutes to get back up. Viewers might have to watch the video a few times to see Stacy move the crate, but the crate clearly moves with a ghostly push. Love to get your thoughts on this fascinating piece of footage in the comment section below. As one starts watching this creepy footage, it's tough to decide where to look. The warehouse is cluttered with boxes, but when a strange figure pops its head out from behind the shelf, it's impossible to miss. It shows up about 12 seconds into the footage. The figure seems to have a white face and it looks like it's floating. The spooky image moves its torso from out behind the shelf for a second or two before zipping away. The figure is visible in the gap between the black shelves, so viewers will be able to see it moving. When it does dash away, it's impossible to tell where it goes or how it entered the space initially. So what is it up to? Perhaps the ghostly figure is a former worker who still thinks he needs to complete inventory. Some viewers have even suggested that the figure looks like an alien grey. If so, why would it be lurking in this random warehouse? Uploaded to YouTube by Calling Spirits, the spooky footage caught in this security video happened so fast that blinking at the wrong time could cause a viewer to miss it. The camera is aimed at a door during a day when everything seems to be peaceful and quiet. It looks like a back or side door, one that opens to a tile floor and a covered hallway. Suddenly, a shadowy figure walks towards the door in what seems to be an attempt to step inside. The figure looks like a teen boy or a young man who has short hair. Before he has a chance to reach for the door handle, he disappears. Earlier in the clip, at around 11 seconds into the footage, a wisp of black smoke appears in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This may be a brief view of the alleged ghost before he walks across the room. Those who watch the video are left wondering what the ghost was intending to do. Is he a past resident of the home, or a friend who has arrived for a visit? The ghost doesn't seem to be angry or sad. In fact, if he weren't shadowy, he would look like he belonged there. Britain's Leopard Inn is one of the country's most haunted pubs. Ghost hunters have been attempting to share its hauntings with the world for years. Finally, paranormal investigators, the Spirit Searchers, hit the jackpot by recording a mysterious mist floating through the pub. The ghost team uploaded the video to YouTube. The creepy footage was shot in one of the pub's back hallways. First, there's a flash of light. Then a puff of mist appears in front of the camera. It shows up briefly. The smoke puff makes its way down the hallway until it ebbs into nothing. When the mist appears, it almost seems to be a figure that dematerialized when it came into contact with the camera. As it moves away from the area and down the hall, it appears to reassemble itself. Those watching the creepy footage are likely to rewind the video to get a better second look. The hallway is creepy enough on its own without the added ghost image. In fact, the space gives the impression of being abandoned. The pub regularly hosts ghost hunts, and those who sign up for one of these adventures will have the chance to walk through this scary, dilapidated area to experience it firsthand. Let me know in the comments section below, would you go on a ghost hunt down this creepy, haunted hallway? Before we get to that number one spot and take a look at a terrifying piece of footage that may show a poltergeist ripping a man from his bed, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there. That way you'll be notified every time we upload our scary videos. In this piece of creepy footage, two men are sleeping. They seem somewhat restless and are shifting their arms and legs around. Since sleep is a time for the brain to relax, some experts have suggested that humans may be able to sense paranormal activity more easily in this state. 50 seconds into the recording, the dorm room door opens up. It appears to open on its own because there's no one there. 20 seconds later, something barely visible enters the room. Viewers may notice a slight shift in the image. After a few more seconds pass, the legs of the man who is closest to the camera start to lift. The initial lift doesn't wake him up. He starts to stir awake as he's yanked toward the end of the bed, with his legs being pulled up into the dorm room's ceiling. As his legs are being lifted high enough for him to almost be in a headstand, the man realizes that he's being hoisted up and starts to fight whatever it is that's pulling him along. The spirit almost succeeds in pulling him entirely off the bed, but at the last moment, it releases him. The boy sits up and looks towards the open door. He seems confused as he searches for whatever it was that lifted him up. He then gets up and walks out into the hallway, likely searching for a human culprit. However, it seems it was something more sinister that disturbed his rest. Now, if you want to see some more freaky security footage, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a scary playlist right there. Now, if you want to get your name scrolling along the top there, consider supporting our Patreon campaign. There's a link in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.